Name Fauzi from the Computer Engineering Study Program and he will explain about the introduction to the e-government framework. An e-government framework is a structured approach used to design, implement, and manage digital government services through information and communication technology, ICT. It ensures that the implementation of e-government is effective, efficient, and brings maximum benefit to the public. 1. Key components of the e-government framework. The framework typically consists of the following core components. Technology infrastructure, includes hardware, software, communication networks, data centers, and other IT infrastructure. It must be reliable, secure, and scalable to serve the entire population. Organizational and policy framework encompasses the structure of government, regulations, policies, and governance mechanisms. Also includes data privacy, cybersecurity standards, and legal frameworks. Services and business processes focuses on how public services are digitized and optimized. Involves simplifying processes, service automation, and enhancing interaction between government and citizens businesses, human resources and capacity building. Involves training government employees to operate and manage digital systems. Also includes improving digital literacy among the public to access and benefit from e-government services. Citizen engagement ensures that citizens are actively involved in governance through service portals, social media, and feedback mechanisms. 2 stages of e-government framework implementation. The framework is usually implemented in the following stages. Present. The government provides basic information online, such as organizational profiles and contact details. Interaction. Citizens can interact with government via email or online forms. Transaction. Full online services such as document submission, tax payment, or online registration are available. Transformation. End-to-end digital transformation of public services and internal government processes. 3 guiding principles of the e-government framework. Key principles that guide the framework include transparency, providing open and accessible information to the public. Accessibility, ensuring equal access to digital services for all citizens. Security, protecting sensitive and personal data from unauthorized access. Efficiency and effectiveness, delivering fast and cost-effective services. Participation, encouraging public involvement in decision-making processes. 4. Benefits of the e-government framework. When applied correctly, the framework allows governments to improve the quality and efficiency of public services, enhance transparency and accountability, provide easier access to services for all citizens, reduce operational costs and service delivery time, increase citizen trust and participation. 5 challenges in e-government framework implementation. Limited technological infrastructure, especially in remote areas. Digital divide among citizens with different levels of access and skills. Data privacy and cybersecurity concerns. Resistance to organizational change from traditional to digital processes. Lack of digital competencies among public sector staff. E-government framework is why it matters, what components it includes, and how it helps government serve the public more effectively. 1. What is an e-government framework? An e-government framework is a structured model or guideline used by governments to plan, develop, implement, and evaluate digital public services. It helps align technology, people, processes, and policies so that government services can be delivered efficiently and transparently using digital tools. The goal is not just to put services online, but to transform how government interacts with citizens and makes public administration more responsive, inclusive, and accountable. 2. Why is the framework important? Without a clear framework, e-government initiatives can become fragmented, inefficient, or even fail. A good framework ensures all components, technology, governance, services, and people work together, helps measure performance and success. Provides consistency and direction for long-term planning. Ensures inclusivity so that no one is left behind. 3 key components of the e-government framework. Let's break down the 5 major components. A. Technology infrastructure. These include servers, networks, databases, cloud systems, and cybersecurity tools. It forms the backbone of any digital service. Without solid infrastructure, Digital services will be slow, unsafe, or unreliable. B. Governance and policy. Good e-government needs clear laws, data protection rules, its standards, and policies that support digital transformation. For example, policies that promote open data or protect citizen privacy. C. Services and business processes. This involves rethinking how government services are delivered. It's not enough to simply digitize the forms. Governments must re-engineer processes to be faster, easier, and citizen-centric. D. Human capacity. Digital government is not just about machines. People need to be trained, both public employees and citizens, so they can use digital tools confidently. This includes digital literacy programs and ongoing its staff development. A. Citizen engagement. Digital tools should help governments listen to and involve the public. Citizens can report problems, give feedback, participate in decision-making, and even co-create services through social media, apps, and websites. 4 stages of e-government development. The framework also follows a maturity model. Present stage, government posts basic information online. Interaction stage, citizens can ask questions or fill out forms online. Transaction stage, complete services like license renewals, tax payments, or registrations can be done online. Transformation stage, full digital integration and redesignate services that are seamless and user-friendly. 5. Principles of an effective framework. Here are some guiding principles every e-government framework should follow. Transparency, make information and decisions open to the public. Accessibility, ensure all groups, including rural and marginalized communities, can access digital services. Security, protect systems and user data from unauthorized access and cyber threats. Efficiency, make services quicker and reduce costs. Accountability, ensure citizens can monitor government performance. Inclusiveness, promote digital literacy and reduce the digital divide. 6. Benefits of using an e-government framework. A well-designated framework leads to faster and more reliable public services. Better public trust due to openness and transparency. Lower administrative costs. Broader citizen participation in governance. Smarter decision-making based on data and feedback. 7 challenges to implementation. Of course, there are challenges. Poor infrastructure in some areas, especially rural regions. Digital divide, not everyone has equal access or skills. Privacy and security risk from data breaches. Resistance to change in traditional bureaucracies. Lack of funding or trained personnel in some governments. The e-government framework is a structured approach that governments use to transform traditional governance into a digital form through the use of information and communication technologies, ICT. This framework serves as both a technical and strategic guide for planning, developing, and managing digital initiatives in the public sector. It helps ensure that the transition to digital government is carried out in an efficient, integrated, secure, and citizen-focused manner. The main objectives of an e-government framework are to improve public service delivery, increase transparency and accountability, promote interagency coordination, encourage citizen participation, and streamline bureaucratic processes. These objectives contribute to the overall vision of a more responsive, efficient, and open government. A comprehensive e-government framework typically consists of several key components. The first is technological architecture and infrastructure, which includes the establishment of internet and intranet networks, data centers, cloud services, and cybersecurity systems. These technologies provide the backbone for delivering digital public services. Interoperability standards also play a crucial role, enabling systems from different agencies to communicate and share data effectively. The second component involves policies and regulations. Effective e-government implementation requires a solid legal foundation, such as electronic transaction laws, data privacy laws, and standards for digital services. These policies ensure that digital transformation aligns with national goals and protects citizens' rights in the digital realm. Another important component is the re-engineering of business processes and public services. Governments must simplify workflows and redesign service delivery to be digital-ready. This may include creating one-stop online portals for licensing, identity registration, tax payments, and other essential services. A citizen-centric approach ensures that these services are accessible, inclusive, and responsive to public needs. Human resource development is also critical. Government employees must be equipped with digital skills and supported through training programs, workshops, and leadership development. Building digital competencies within the public sector ensures long-term sustainability and innovation. Institutional governance is another pillar of the framework. Governments need to establish clear leadership and organizational structures for managing digital transformation. This may include the formation of national e-government steering bodies, as well as the appointment of chief information officers, CIOs, within individual ministries and local governments. Lastly, public participation and collaboration are essential. Citizens should have the opportunity to interact with government through digital platforms, provide feedback, and access public information.